Welcome to day 2 of your weight loss challenge. Today's about building the right foundation. As you know, any house that's built on a weak foundation will fall. Well, you will be the same. You will fail if you don't have a good, solid foundation. So we're going to look at the current foundation that you've been operating from. Who are you? Like, why do you do what you do? Where do you get your habits from and your conditioning and your beliefs, and what influences you and what motivates you? When you understand that, you can change it, because all of those influences and thoughts and all of that are going to set you up for success or failure. So why are people overweight? Well, the answer is simple. They have more bad eating habits than they have positive eating habits. And all those habits grow and they compound. And after a while, they just become a way of life. So there are some criteria under why people are overweight, such as family genetics, family conditioning, family behavior. What is their norm? So when you look at your own family and what they taught you about being healthy, will have a big impact on who you are today, and how you treat your body, and how you value yourself, and how you value putting yourself first. Emotional overeating. That's quite common. You know, when you're a child, you're given lollies to placate you. You're given, food and puddings, and as a form of love. Often food will be a source of pleasure, and if you're in a lot of stress or abuse, you'll find that that is the only outlet you have to override, or to shut down, or to put yourself in another place to not feel the pain. So there's many reasons why people overeat. So that is called emotional overeating. It's like, I'll stuff down my emotions, I won't feel, I'll distract myself, I'll get some pleasure out of eating bad foods so that I can override what's been done. All of these sort of thought patterns. Your friends' eating habits. So you'll be very influenced by your friends. If you've got, it is like attracts like. So healthy people will attract healthy friends. Unhealthy people will attract unhealthy friends. Just the way it goes. We pretty much average out the people we hang out with. So if you want also better friends, you need to change your lifestyle. It's a bit like a smoker, right? If you've been a smoker, you'll hang out with people that smoke. Well, as soon as you stop smoking, they'll feel uncomfortable, and they won't like it that you are a non-smoker. And you'll either, if you hang out with them, you either have to go back to smoking so that everyone feels comfortable, and also you'll give in at some point because it's peer pressure, or you'll leave your old friends. So you've got to start saying, well, I'm ready to leave my old, friends, or my old past, or my old way of being, because their energy is getting into your energy. It is a pressure of energy that you don't need. You need energy that will be pushing you to live a healthier life. So you've got to get ready to let go of the old. Not drinking enough water. Often you can overeat because you think that you're hungry, yet you might be thirsty. Diet plan procrastination. So that's when you don't plan out, what you will eat, and, what you're going to have going forward, what your lunch is, what your dinner is. You just live each day, and whatever comes, it comes. Tiredness can cause overeating. So when you are tired, and I talk about that more in one of the other modules, when you're tired, you will end up eating more. So I mentioned in the PDF that your peers have a big influence on you. And the study shows that if your peers eat well, it motivates you to eat well. If they eat poorly, that motivates you to eat poorly as well, or demotivates you. So the people around you are a huge influence. So you're going to have to take a look at that because they become your environment. So in exercise 2, you're going to analyze your eating habits and influences. So fill out the table A where it says, what methods have you tried to lose weight? So start listing things that you have attempted in the past to lose weight. You know, have you gone on Jenny Craig diets? Have you done fasting? Have you done, all fruit diet, apple diet, whatever diet? So write it down so you can start taking a look at yourself and what doesn't work, and then you'll start looking at why it doesn't work and why you need a better system. And I've mentioned also that, the body, when it goes into like scarcity, it starts to shut down and the metabolism actually shuts down. And that's why, there it says 95% of people who lost weight through dieting gain it back. Yeah, and some, that's why often people, put more weight on because it's been in this scarcity mode. Well, we're not doing scarcity mode. So anyway, write down your methods that you have attempted to lose weight. Then I want you to write down the current reasons that you are overweight or unhealthy. So you've got to, take a look and start reflecting. So your bad habits. So do you have, you might say, okay, well, I sit in front of the TV, then I go to the cupboard and I grab a packet of chips, and then I sit there and I watch my program and I eat my chips. Or my friend comes over and then we eat cake. When I feel stressed, I go to the cupboard and I grab some cookies and then I eat cookies. Or I sit down and I have a meal and then I'll go back and get a second helping. My environment is I've got a cupboard that has a lot of, sweet foods in there, so it's easy access. My partner, loves to eat, ice cream or something like that. So I want you, maybe I feel tired and I just not motivated and I don't care. So I want you to really start looking at why you do what you do. You're going to have to hold yourself accountable. You might I've got down sugar addiction. You might go, I've got a really sweet tooth and I just crave sugar, especially, certain times of the month or for whatever reason. I've got one here, low self-worth. Well, I look in the mirror and I say to myself, well, look, you don't look that good anyway, so what's the use? Do you say that? Fill that one out. And then you're going to go to section C where it says, what are your childhood eating habits that have influenced you? So you're going to go look back in your childhood and you go, okay, well, maybe you were deprived. A lot of times when people have been deprived of food and have gone hungry, and I've met people like that. When I was in the UK, I had some Irish people there and they always talk about the famine, and I had one of the students that was stressed out that we may not be near a shop that she could buy food. And she saved everything. She goes nowhere without having food on herself because she was programmed in childhood that, take food with you because there could be a famine. So it was real, and she has never done a detox in her life because that would just be the worst thing ever. That would be like going through her worst nightmare, like a famine, because she was programmed in childhood that you do not want to endure that. So you're going to start reflecting, analyzing, being a detective, and this can be filled out over time because you might not realize why you do what you do, until we go further in the program. And it's really important to understand yourself because then you can change yourself. So economics, do you go, oh, okay, it's just too expensive to, eat well? Or is it you time poor and you go, I'll just buy something takeaway? In childhood, so, go back to childhood, and is that what your parents did? Society, was everyone else just eating McDonald's when you're a kid? Was that your reward to eat junk food, which is pretty much what you're trained to? There is a conspiracy going on. I know in Africa, they would have lollies in the shops, or I can't remember the exact story, but they deliberately planted lollies so the kids got addicted to sugar. And I see that in third world countries where they introduce Coke, and you'll see like a 2-year-old with drinking soft drink out of a bottle. It's supposed to, it's promoted as being more affluent and being, like a Westerner to drink Coke. And so these kids are now addicted to Coke and to soft drink, and which is destroying their bodies, which is what we're going to be looking at down the track, exactly what these foods do. So you're going to write down all of that stuff that in childhood that has defined your perception of food, of yourself, of eating well or eating unhealthy. I bet, most people that have parents that bring their kids up to eat well, junk food, they don't even like junk food. It's just not on their palate. They haven't, developed a palate. My cat has a palate. Hasn't got a palate for organic food. I feed my cat organic, and he's like, no thanks. Not give me the cheap stuff, but give me the high quality, non-organic stuff. And I have to, otherwise he'll scratch up my couch and stuff. I have to feed him what he wants. You know what I mean? It's too late. It's far too late. No, but he's healthy. So, but not too late for you. I mean, I could, but I'm not, because he's healthy, and this isn't about cats. It's about us people. So I want you to fill out those tables and reflect, and we will regroup very soon, okay? So take care.